Okay, so I want to take a moment to show you this compounding calculator. I know it says forex, but it it can be used. It's a trading calculator. It is basically about working out how much money you've got, the percentages you're looking at improving your account, and how many months you want to do this over. Okay, so the reason this is in the course is because I want you to understand your budget, understand your goal, and see the potential. Because we have a lot of people that tend to say to us, they want to quit their job ASAP, and they want to, they want to go live abroad, and buy a house. And I think what they kind of forget is, one, you need the capital in your account to grow it. So if you're starting with quite a small balance, it's going to take time, and more important, it's going to take effort. So what you need to remember is all the people from module one, all these top people in their profession, they've all worked hard. They've all got consistency. They are the people that are always at the top of their game. So what you can't just have a couple of good months and think, it's easy or something like this. You need to keep evolving with it, and you need to keep improving. So I feel this, one, will keep you grounded, and two, it will give you a realistic goal of where you want to be, and also you understand how much time and effort it's going to take to get there. Okay, because that's the most important thing, because you're going to be putting in 6 to 10, maybe even more out, maybe even 20 hours, because you're learning it. The time you put in will maximize the gain you get out, and that is the point I'm making. And to start with, it may feel like you're putting a lot of hours in that you could be putting in overtime in your job, or getting a second job, and it could be more rewarding than the money you're getting from this. But that won't really change much. It might change much with minimum wage or slight pay rises. Compounding growth, this will keep building. And if you keep working at this and improving, your account will grow. Okay. So with the start balance, now everyone is going to have a different balance. Okay. There's going to be people that have substantial money that's spare that they can use, and there'll be other people that they're quite frivolous with it. They need it, so they can only spare so much. So for this example, I'm just going to take £1,000, because I think £1,000, it's a realistic number in today's day and age. Like I say, some of you could use a lot more, but let's just stick with 1,000. So you balance 1,000. So the next thing is the percentages per month. So you need to understand what is a realistic percentage of increase in your account week on week. Okay. For me, I would say you want to aim for a 2 to 5% increase. Okay. That should be your target. Now, at the stage you're at the moment, 2% is probably a good target to aim at for the week. The problem is, if you start aiming for the 5 or 10 consistently, or even 20%, you could be, by Wednesday, you could be at 15%, and you've been blinded, and a little bit of greed kicks in, because you're thinking, I've smashed it, I'm only midway, I could probably get up to 30 or 50%, and then they go against you, and you've upped your stop loss and your risk potential, and before you know it, you slammed back down to 4%. So you've gone from like 16% to 4%, and a massive drop. So we just need you to be grounded and realistic, okay, and what you're aiming for. So I would say a 2 to 5%. That is where you want to be at this moment in time. Now, if you get a 1% week, or a 0.5% increase that week, that is still good. Still give yourself a pat on the back, eh? Don't sit there thinking, I missed my objective. You didn't. You still made money. That is the aim. As long as you end that week profitable, that to me is a success. I don't care whether it's 0.2% or 0.02%. An increase is a success. You may have had a dozen wins and God knows how many dozen failures that week, but you've still improved, you've made money, and you can go and look at those trades and try and work out where you went wrong and improve yourself for the next week. Okay. So for this example, I am just going to go with 8%, 2% increase consistently week on week. We are going to look at 5 years. I think a 5-year plan is a good target. So let's just look to start with. You just need to look at £80. So £80 for that week. Now, if you apply our 3-to-1 strategy of only needing to win 3 out of 10 trades, you will hit these very easy, okay? So these targets you will achieve very easy. But what it does take is discipline, which, depending on your character, you may struggle with to start with, okay? So you'll probably find your odds will fluctuate. So what you're getting will fluctuate as you move through, because you do get times where you're going to get complacent because you're going to get overconfident, or things are going against you and you're going to start panicking. So these are the times where, if you're part of the community, you can reach out and, people can help you. Obviously, you can talk to us, or generally you can just separate yourself from this environment. Have a breather. Let your have a mental breather where your mind isn't absorbed into this world, and go and do some with your friends, your family, and just separate yourself. Then come back with a more positive mindset. And trust me, the results will come. Positivity, it just breeds success. Most of the people who are successful in life are going to be positive in what they're doing. They're going to have belief in what they're doing. So if we go down to the first year, you would have turned 1,000 into 2,500. Now, for me, that is a massive success. And I know some of you probably thinking, that's, 2 years worth of effort to get there. It seems a lot. Trust me, this is a journey, okay? As your account grows, the money grows significantly. So if you're in a more fortunate position where you have a bigger amount of money, you're going to be able to grow that a lot quicker. But also, if you're someone that can't afford to lose a bigger amount of money, you're also going to be crippled with fear. So you want an amount of money where, okay, you don't want to lose it, but you've accepted that you could lose it. Once you accept that, your trading will improve tenfold. Okay. If you need £1,000 to survive and you went and got a credit card or a loan for 20 grand to give you more money, you're going to be trading with fear because you can't afford to lose that money, and that will destroy you. Okay. So the plus of this is, as your account grows, you would have spent time and effort being comfortable with the increases in your stop loss. Because at this point, your stop loss might be 20 quid. But if you suddenly got a loan and thought, I can do this on my own, and now £800 trades, well, your stop loss could be like 200 quid. So you, that to you, that could be a significant amount of money, and that could be crippling. So we stick to what we can afford. Okay. So first year, but when you move into the second year, okay, here, we've now turned that 1,000 into 6 grand. Okay. So that was a lot of effort, but in this time, you've improved your trading, you've improved your styles, you've learned new techniques, and you've really defined how you apply your trading to different trades. You probably have your favorites now that you you just understand so well because you're doing them all the time. You know when buyers are coming in, you know when buyers are leaving, you know when sellers are coming in, and you can play both sides. This is where the magic happens at this point, okay? So you've got 6,000. By the end of year 3, your £6,000 has turned into 15,000. Well, just under 16 grand. You know, that is some massive potential there. But the magic continues, because 16,000 at 3 years, at 4 years, is probably life changing for you. Okay, look at that. You see how much that is? That's 16,000, which was there, is now turned into £40,000. You know, 4 years worth of effort on a £1,000, and you've turned it into 40 grand. Then, this is the big one. 5 years, your 5-year plan, £1,000, you have turned into 100,000. 100,000 at having a 2% week on week. That is easily doable. Okay. If we were to say 10%, because we'll go 12%, because that's a 3% increase, and that's, between 2 and 5%. It's the lower end, so there are going to be better months and worse months, but generally as you move through this, you're going to be improving. So we're going to go with a 12%. I'm just going to skip all this. By increasing your trading ability by 1% a week, so a month, that's an extra 4% a month. In 5 years, your £1,000 has become 900,000. You're just shy of 1 million. Don't get carried away with these figures thinking, right, I need to hit 5% because then I'll be at 1.5 million or 2 million or whatever that's going to be. Stick to the process, okay? What I'm trying to drum into you is, don't rush it. Don't try and be an instant success story, okay? Follow the processes. You might be smashing 20 or 30% weekly by just your natural ability of picking this up, and you are just amazing at it. If that's the case, brilliant. But stick to the process, okay? Have a plan. Have a realistic goal. Don't give yourself an unattainable goal. Don't put fear, hope, greed into your trading. Don't sit here going, well, I think I can have 30% increase a month, and by the end of year 1, 1,000 now becomes 23,000, almost 24,000. You're just setting yourself up to fail, okay? I just wanted you to be able to work out your starting funds, determine your percentages, and you can evolve with this. You could, if you're overcautious, you could even say 4%. Just have a figure that you're happy with, but don't have a figure that's going to make you suffer, okay? And then have a goal. You might be sat here thinking, well, in 10 years' time, I want to be doing this full time. So I've got 120 months to turn my £1,000 into enough money where I can leave my job. And let's just have a look. 1,000 at 4%. 110,000. So at this point, you're making like 40. Is that 40,000? Like 45. What is that? Sorry, 106,000. Yeah, so at this point you're making like £4,000 trades. a week. Now, you might only be earning £2,000 a month in your job. So you can just look back at the point where, you want to be, if you're earning £500 a week, say, ideally trading, you want to be making £1,000 a week, because you need to cover for the bad months, and also the fact that your bills are going to be coming out of that and everything like this. Okay. So this is it. I hope this just adds a little bit more, an extra dimension to your trading. Just keeps you a bit more grounded and just gives you some realistic goals. Okay.